Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? Are you well? Are you good? Lads, come here. We're going to have a bit of a laugh today. We're going to talk about sprucing up the sex life. You know what? It's funny. I was looking up some Google, a couple of pointers, hopefully to help some of you guys out there. And it's actually quite amazing. There's such small little things that you can do that you would never even think of doing or even looking up Google for them. And you're going, that's so fucking simple, and it can make all the difference. So we're gonna get into that in a few minutes, but you know what? I want to just talk about for 1 second before we get into this. Oh, guys, I tell you, sometimes it's actually good to have a bit of a bitch, isn't it? A bit of a bitch and moan. You're probably thinking, "Oh, Peter, you a wimp." Yeah, I'm a wimp. Anyway, but I like this part. Do you know what I was thinking there? Social media, it's killing me. Like, if you want to know how to manage your social media use, guys, because as I think we're all addicted to our phones these days, aren't we? We are just ridiculously obsessed. And like, guys, take it from me, I'm doing it 5 days a week. I'm doing about 50 posts a day. I'm doing a podcast a day. It can get really, really easy to get burnt out very, very fast. Trust me on this one. All right. And you know what? What I would suggest to anybody here is, because I'm on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and I'm using all these platforms every single day. And let me tell you guys, any bit of advice I can give you here, assign moments in your day. If you're feeling that okay, here's the advice. If you're feeling that you're getting burnt out, you're looking at your phone too much, assign moments to your day. And after those moments, you don't look at your phone. In fact, you even turn off your Wi-Fi and your 4G, 5G, whatever you want to call it, on your phone. And you do not touch it anymore. Because at the end of the day, if somebody wants to call you, that's an emergency. End of the day, if there's an emergency, they will call you on your phone. That's what I would say to you. And for instance, example, I try to manage my day now, okay? And I put it to, let's say, first thing in the morning when I get out of bed, I do this. And I do it for 15 minutes, 15 minutes. I turn off my Wi-Fi. I turn off my 4G and 5G, because I know from 9 o'clock to 9:15, I'm doing XYZ. And at 9:15 to 10, nothing. And at the end of the day, if there's an emergency, guess what? People will call. You know? People aren't sitting there with an emergency that, touch wood, God forbid, somebody needs a hospital, let you know. They're not going to be sitting there texting you. They're going to be fucking calling you directly on the phone. And I'm telling you guys, if you do this for like even just a week, honestly, 1 week, you just assign. It's going to be weird. Okay, I'm telling you that it's going to feel very, very weird, because if you're just so used to, going on when you get a text message, you're all over the place, right? Like I was, scattered. But all of a sudden, you're breaking your routine, and after week 1, I'm telling you guys, you will feel so good. So like, here's an example. 9 to half 9, 9 to 9:15, you're on your social media, checking out whatever's going on. Turn it off. Until, let's say, this is just an example now, guys, until 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock to 1:15, you check it again, and obviously you're on your lunch at 1 to 2. Grand, that's cool, but you've turned it off for the rest of your 45 minutes of your lunch. Go on again when you finish work. Now, then you go, let's say if you finish work at 5 o'clock, you go on at 5 o'clock, you go to 5:15 again, or 5:20, whatever it is. Turn off your Wi-Fi again. Turn off your 4G, 5G, bang. Then, go on again at 8 o'clock for another 20 minutes, half an hour. And I'm telling you guys, you're probably, like, some of you are probably thinking, duh, Peter, that's fucking obvious. And you know what? It is obvious, but it's amazing the way, when we get burnt out, you wouldn't, like, it's unbelievable how the simple, logical fucking ideas we never execute. And it is a commitment, guys. See, that's the point, because here's where it fucks with you. Here's where it really fucks with you. All of a sudden you turn it off in week one, right? You're starting to get used to this. You turn off your social media for a couple of hours and you start thinking, oh, Jesus, what if... And it's amazing. It's like an addiction where you're thinking, oh, no, actually. And all of a sudden, you'll start thinking about people you need to message back. Oh, actually, God, I forgot to text John. I better get on to him. And you know what that is? If you really needed to text John, you would have done it already in your 9 to 9:15 because it would have been on your mind and it would have been actually something you needed to do. But what's going on here, and this is where the addiction is that you're only thinking of John because you're looking for an excuse to go back online because your addiction is in there. Do you see what I mean? It's like actually cigarettes. It's funny enough, it's unbelievable. Like, I've realized, and this is fucked up, I smoke, guys. And when I do cut down, I get to a stage where I'm actually creating these ridiculous, stressful thoughts because I want to go have a cigarette. So you see, I'll forgive myself. Oh, well, look, I'm just really stressed out now. I need a cigarette. Let's go have a fag. But the thing is, I wasn't stressed. I created the stress. And if I create the stress, now I'm stressed. And now, oh, well, look, it's okay. I can justify this. It's okay. I don't have to feel bad about it. I'll just go have a cigarette. It's the same thing with social media. I'm telling you guys, you wouldn't believe if you keep this organized. And what it does is it gives you control. It makes you feel you've got control over your life. Now, of course, there's going to be some time here and there where you're going to have to log on to social media. Something, or do something where you have to turn on the internet on your phone again because something's come up, which is you have to do it. Well, then you have to do it. And all I would say is that, guys, assign certain times during the day, even at the weekends, assign certain times during the day. Because believe you me, guys, as a content creator, you know what, I even hate that word. We're going to talk about that now in a second, actually. Fuck this shit. Content. No, do you know what's worse? Social media influencer. Like, the level of ego. Who invented social media influencer? What fucking dickhead invented that? And people say that to me. Oh, Peter is a social media influencer. I'm like, I'm not a social media influencer. Do you know why I think that? Because an influencer, that's like saying I'm like Muhammad Ali, or I'm like Gandhi, I'm like some brilliant spokesperson from history where I've changed the world. I ain't changing shit. You know what I know? I know that, okay, I do try and bring value. I absolutely do try and bring value to my podcast and my social media posts. But you know what, guys? I'm under no illusion either. I'm very, very humble because hopefully if you log on to one of my podcasts or social media, like today, you'll learn something or you'll get something out of it, right? That's what I'm hoping. And that's great. And that's all I want. And at the end of the day, once you've logged off, that may help you doing what you need to do, but you've moved on with something else. You're not thinking about me again. You're not going to bed at night going, God, wow, Peter's a wonderful dude. No, you're not. I'm very aware of that. You know, we've got a shelf life of about 5 seconds here. So this whole influencer bullshit, the level of ego behind that, please, show me the dickhead who came out with that, because it always comes down to one person. Somebody out there in the world said, we should call them influencers. And it just stuck with everybody else. So believe me, guys, I don't look at myself as a social fucking media influencer, okay? I'm very, very humble in this way. Content creator? Well, I suppose that's the neutral... Yeah, I guess that's the neutral way of saying it, I suppose. But that influencer thing drives me nuts. Anyway. Okay, do you see what I mean, guys? I'm having a bitch here. I don't even know where my point was on that one. Fucking hell. Oh yeah, anyway. So guys, look, before we get into this sprucing up the sex life, I've just talked for 10 minutes. My God, about this. What's wrong with me? Fuck, man. Point is this, guys. If you are feeling that you're getting burnt out by your social media, you know, you're looking at it too much, And look, all I would say is it might sound simple and obvious and logical, well, duh, Peter, what I'm saying, but you'd be surprised how hard it is to actually execute that idea. And even the first week, it's going to be tough because you're used to being in a routine of checking it whenever you want. So give it a week, maybe 2 weeks. And believe you me, guys, you'll get used to it and make that your routine. And your life will be so much easier. Now, I need to fucking listen to my own advice here a little bit too as well, because I get a little bit sloppy, even though I do have a routine. I do. Normally I do 2 social media posts in the morning and a podcast. And that works for me. And if I get to a stage where if I don't do that, I'm fucked. Like, I'm fucked. So, depends on how hard you want to go with it, I mean, some people, maybe you do an hour of social media in the morning. You do only 5 minutes. You do 3 hours of social media. You've got to work it out for you, right? So, like, where I worked it out for me is, right, okay, most important for me, 2 social media posts in the morning and 1 podcast before lunch. And as long as I do that, I'm a happy little pig. So anyway, okay, guys, should we get to it? Yeah, I think we should. Let's get to the juice here. Now we have a bit of fun with this one. Okay, rant over, lads. Sorry now if I'm bitching, moaning here.